Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Monday, November 7th. We are talking with Andreas Hale, boxing and MMA analyst and senior editor at Champions. And we're going to take a look, as of Monday, at the betting odds for UFC 205. Obviously, just a card for the ages here. Not totally sure I'm seeing any great betting value, though. Andreas Hale, I guess let's just run down the six fights on the main card. But in general, are you seeing, obviously, we know you're seeing a bunch of awesome matchups that are going to be awesome from a spectator's point of view, but are you seeing much betting value or no, in general?
Not really. I mean, you look at this card, it's so competitive, and you look at these odds, and there's really nothing that jumps out at you. The one thing that I will take, though, right off the top is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson as the favorite against Tyron Woodley. I've said since the beginning that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson was going to be the champion, and nobody wants to stand up with him. He's improved his takedown defense.
All right, Andreas. Well, we'll get to that fight in a second. Obviously, that's a very interesting one. Let's start with Alvarez and McGregor. Right now I'm seeing McGregor at minus 155, Alvarez on the other side at plus 135. And obviously, this is going to be a great fight. Is there betting value here? We know that McGregor loves to get, fast knockouts, but he wasn't able to do that against Diaz. Alvarez is, an all-around talented fighter who should be able to adapt to McGregor's game. Is probably going to give him a good challenge, but I'm not sure I'd want to bet him at plus 135. I guess if you want to bet with props, maybe McGregor on an early knockout or Alvarez to win in later rounds might be a good bet. Maybe a shot with the over 1.5 rounds at minus 175. I don't know. Do you think there's any betting value with Alvarez and McGregor?
There's not a ton, to be honest with you. You look at this fight, and it's McGregor at a new weight class again. He's coming down from welterweight to lightweight. He seems stronger, but Alvarez is a grinder. He's a tough guy. He's got pretty good conditioning. The prop bets is probably the way to go. McGregor by early knockout or Alvarez to take him out late. Conditioning has always been an issue for McGregor down the stretch. However, at lightweight, he might be able to carry this a little bit better. I just really have a hard time finding value in this. I think you guys should sit back and just enjoy the fight rather than bet it.
Well, what about the over 1.5 at minus 175? Man, I know McGregor, is known for his, very, very quick, flashy knockouts. Feels like Alvarez, though, is going to be prepared for that and at least, if not win the fight, take McGregor into at least later in the second round to get a cash with the over at minus 175. What do you think?
I don't know. At minus 175, it was like minus 120, I'd say. Take it. At minus 175, I'm not sure. Eddie Alvarez's chin has been a little suspect as of late. You go all the way back to his Bellator days, get knocked out by Michael Chandler. And he's been hit by a lot of tough guys. So McGregor is probably going to be one of the strongest fighters he fought as far as his striking power is concerned. And I think Alvarez is going to be incensed to go out there and open up and really test McGregor's his mettle and see if his chin is there too. So this could end pretty quick. I don't know. I might stay away from that as well. I'm not too confident in that minus 175 for over a round and a half.
All right, so now let's talk about Woodley and Thompson. Like you said, Thompson, despite being the challenger, is a significant favorite. Right now, minus 190, Woodley on the other side, plus 165. We know that Woodley has questions as the champion. I was looking to bet Thompson in this one, but at minus 190, I don't know if I can pull a trigger on that. Woodley is a flawed champion, but certainly, has a legitimate chance to win this one at plus 165. Maybe he's the side. I don't know. What's your take on this one? Is this one bettable?
This one, to me, is bettable. I mean, like I said, even though Woodley is the champ, Wonderboy Thompson has been mowing down the competition at welterweight. You don't want to stand and trade with him. He's going to finish you. The only person he didn't finish recently was Rory McDonald, and he pretty much destroyed him. Jake Ellenberger, Johnny Hendricks, nobody wants to stand with him. Tyron Woodley's a lot shorter, a little bit more compact. He's a great wrestler. However, Wonderboy's takedown defense has been excellent since working with Chris Weidman. I would like to actually bet Wonderboy by knockout. I don't think Woodley's going to last 5 rounds with him in this fight. And I love Woodley. I think he's a great fighter, but I think this is just Wonderboy's time.
Wow. All right. Yeah, maybe Thompson inside the distance might actually be worth a shot. Minus 190. But if you had to bet him, if you had to bet either Woodley at plus 165 or Thompson at 190, even at those odds, you think the value would be with Thompson?
I do. I mean, I just don't see any way Woodley's going to win this fight. And like I said, I really like Woodley as a person and as a fighter. But I think he's in over his head. If he tries to stand and bang with Wonderboy, he's going to get knocked out. He's going to have to take him down. But Wonderboy hasn't been taken down since he lost to Matt Brown. So you look at what he's done and what he's accomplished as a welterweight, I just don't see anybody beating him right now.
All right, and then we've got Kovalkiewicz and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna right now minus 400 and Carolina at plus 325 on the other side. And obviously as awesome as Joanna is, she's going to face probably a tougher striking challenge here from Carolina than she's faced in her career. probably she's going to be able to handle it, but at minus 400, I don't know if that's worth a bet. And the total is interesting as well. Obviously, it's a 5-round fight, 4.5 rounds. The under 4.5 is plus 160. I'm thinking maybe about that one. I don't know. This is Joanna should be the favorite here, but should she be this big of a favorite? We've seen a lot of these big favorites go down in championship fights in women's MMA. Maybe we have another one here. What do you think?
Two Polish strikers going at it. Joanna should be the favorite, but that is just too much for me to feel comfortable betting on. However, under 4.5 rounds, I'll take it. I think these two girls are going to stand and bang against each other and got a lot to prove, especially Carolina with her striking. Like I said, she's got two strikers. There's not going to be any wrestling in this fight. They're going to try to wear each other down. Joanna, she can finish you if you stand there and trade with her, if you don't take her down. So Carolina the same. So I would bet the under here at under 4.5 rounds. That's probably the only thing I'd look at here. But between the two of them, that minus 400 is too much for me to bet.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. And I can't take Carolina either just because I don't want to bet against Joanna at all because I feel like she's not the kind of fighter who's going to be complacent. I think she's going to be well prepared for every fight she's in, so I don't want to bet against her. Under 4.5 rounds, a plus 160 might be the way to go. And then we have another great fight, of course, Romero and Chris Weidman. And the question, I guess, is just maybe the biggest factor, maybe the only factor in this one is how will Weidman respond to a loss. I don't know. Right now, the line is Weidman minus 170, Romero plus 150 on the other side. Romero has some issues with cardio, but he's very capable of getting an early knockout. So maybe if you want to bet Romero, take him on first round knockout or Romero inside the distance. What's your take on this one? Another tough one.
Really tough one. Romero, an Olympic wrestler, great credentials. He likes to rely on his power. Yes, like you said, his conditioning is in question. Chris Weidman coming off a loss. I do feel that Weidman's going to have a distinct advantage here. He's a better grappler. He's not the better wrestler. He should be smart enough to stay away from Romero's big right hand. I mean, if he was able to take out Andreas Silva, why couldn't he deal with Romero? At a minus 170, though, I'm not too sure. That's a little shaky. What is the for a knockout for Romero? What are we looking at there?
Knockout for Romero. I can check it, but while I check to find the lines, what do you think about this one? Because I'm thinking kind of like what you said. I think Weidman's going to be strategic. He knows that Romero's going to go for an early stoppage. He's going to try to avoid it. What do you think about over 1.5 rounds? The problem is if you want to bet it, minus 220. Comment on that while I look for a Romero inside the distance.
Well, I think Weidman's game plan here is to take Romero deep. So over 1.5 is probably likely. You never know with Weidman. You see what he did with Vitor Belfort. He stormed out of his corner and destroyed Vitor within a round. Fighting Romero, though, he knows that Romero's conditioning is bad, so maybe he'll deal with him for a little while, try to feel him out, and then finish him off in the second and third round, or just take it to a decision. But at minus 220, I don't see any value there.
All right. Romero inside the distance is plus 300. What's your take on those odds?
I'll take it. I'll take a shot at it. It's not likely, but Romero has shown wicked power before. You saw what he did to Lyoto Machida. We've seen what he did to guys like Tim Kennedy. He can hurt you with a punch. So I will take Romero there at the plus 300 and take a shot at it.
All right. And then another awesome fight is Cerrone and Gastelum. And right now, Cerrone minus 150, Gastelum plus 130. The only issue here is just, Cerrone's been just absolutely friggin' awesome since moving up in weight class. He's done it 3 fights in a row. Is he a good bet to do it a 4th fight in a row? Obviously, Gastelum is a formidable opponent, so Gastelum could stop him. But, Cerrone's just been a demon at this weight class. You think he's going to do it a 4th fight in a row?
I think so. I think Gastelum is severely underrated. However, with Cerrone striking and how great he's looked at welterweight, Gastelum has had problems cutting weight, and that could be a factor going into 205. We never know with Gastelum. He's had a hard time making the weight limit. So I would look at Cerrone to win a decision here. I don't think he'll finish him off. I think it'll be an exciting fight, but I think Cerrone's the more polished striker of the two, and I don't necessarily see Gastelum being able to take Cerrone down and control him for 3 rounds. So I'm leaning towards Cerrone, and I'll take the minus 170, something like that.
Cerrone for just to win is minus 150.
Yeah. I'll take Cerrone minus 150. I like him a lot there.
But what about the over 2.5 rounds at minus 160? I was thinking this one's more likely than not to go the distance as well. What do you think about over 2.5 minus 160? It's tough. So tough.
Stay away from that one too, yeah.
Yeah, these odds makers are really good. And then the last one on the main card is Raquel Pennington and Misha Tate. Can Misha Tate, come back again? She's very gritty, obviously, has done this before. Minus 185, though, and Pennington is no slouch, although she's stepping up in class. Or how's she going to handle the step up in class? Maybe great, and maybe she's got great value as an underdog at plus 160. Maybe not. What's your sense?
Man, I would really like Rocky if she was a plus 200 in this fight. But she's not. And with that being said, she's improved a great deal. But Miesha Tate is a world-class wrestler. I think she goes back to her roots in this fight. It's really too close to call. You know, Miesha in her title fight against Amanda Nunes, she just wasn't there. That wasn't the Miesha Tate that we're used to seeing. So I figured she's going to have a return to form against Rocky. I'd stay away from this fight as well. I just don't see any value between the two of them. Like I said, if Rocky gets closer to a plus 200, I'd take her, but not right now.
Yeah, this is another one that I'm thinking goes the distance. I'm thinking about the over 2.5, although it's minus 190, which is a little bit pricey. Maybe worth a shot. What do you think?
It's worth a shot. Neither of these two are, exceptional finishers. They do grind it out to decisions very often. Very likely this will go over here. Minus 190 is a lot, but yeah, I don't see either of these girls finish each other off in this fight.
All right, Andreas, Hale, I think we broke this main card down pretty well in a short amount of time. Out of the 6 fights on the main card, if you had to pin you down on 1 or 2 best bets out of all these 6 fights, what would you take here?
Wonder Boy by finish against Tyler Woodley. That is my pick.
All right, and I guess I'll go with, Miesha Tate and Pennington over 2.5 rounds at minus 190. Andreas, Hale, thanks so much. As always, talk to you again very soon.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.